Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. Before I continue painting the Agassus Strike Force, I would like to take one step back, go back into my pile of shame and finish my Bladeguard Veterans. This is the Indomitus Lieutenant that I decided to convert into a Bladeguard Veteran. As you can see, the shield is quite different from this one. And what I'm going to do with this miniature, aside from correct the mistakes, is that I'm going to change the color of the shoulder pads, because recently I got for Christmas these Sterngard Veterans, and I decided that I was going to paint all the shoulder pads like Veterans, red and black. And of course these ones are Bladeguard Veterans, so I'm going to do the same with them. I would like to repaint the shoulder pads. And this one is a miniature half painted. Back in the day I removed the paint, I primed it again, and I started painting it, but I never finished. So what I would like to do is to finish the miniature properly, and aside from that, again, change the shoulder pads, have them black and red. Because of this color choice, I wanted to have a clear sergeant in the unit, some miniature that you will look at and say, okay, this is clearly the sergeant of the Bladeguard Veterans, and that's why I'm going to use this sword brother that I changed the base, I changed it into a regular sergeant from Intercessors, and now I'm going to change again, and I promise that I'm not going to change this one anymore. So what I would like to do is to remove the paint, because this is like an old miniature. As you can see, I can do much better. So I will remove the paint, I would like to change the base, and of course this is going to be a Bladeguard, so I will give him a shield that I'm going to put in the back, because I would like to give him this sword and this plasma pistol. The sword comes in the Black Templars upgrade spruce, and this pistol comes in the Sword Brethren box. This is what I have right now. I have the miniature divided into 4 different parts. Here I have the sergeant with his new arms and weapons, and I'm happy with how it looks right now. I think it's quite promising. It looks a little bit dirty, but it will be okay once I prime it, because I used like a cheap nail polish to remove the paint, so of course it's going to be dirty. It's not going to be the best result, but I consider that I will be able to fix it. I was quite lucky because the cape like unglued totally. I mean, I can see that this was one of the first miniatures that I did, and of course I didn't glue it properly. As you can see, I didn't care about the back at all. Same with the cape. The part that was going to be hidden, I didn't care at all, because of course I have this one mostly clean, so it will be able to glue properly later. And as you can see, it's like the dirty parts are not going to be visible, so for me it's okay. I will leave it like this. To make my life much easier, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to prime the miniature, the outside of the cape and the backpack with, of course, as usual, Chaos Black from Citadel. And then I'm going to prime directly the inside of the cape with Wraith. After that, what I'm going to do is apply technical astrogranite debris to the base of this miniature, because I have things to cover as well. As you can see, I decided to add like an extra step here to make the miniature pop out a little bit more, make it a little bit taller. And then I would like to glue everything together and start painting. The first color that I'm going to use, it's going to be Dawnstone, and I'm going to use this one to have a nicer transition for the white elements in the miniature. In this case, for example, the robes, maybe this small symbol here in the head, maybe even the candles, and for sure the shield. And for now I will keep the shield out Once I finish the cape, I'm going to glue the shield, but for now it's going to be much more simple if I have it like this. I can start with the base colors, and I'm going to use Wraith Bone to cover all the gray areas that I painted right now. Then I would like to use Corn Red for the weapons and the shoulder pads, and also maybe these like things over here that they are on the ropes as well. And finally I will use Lead Belcher for all the metallic details in the miniature. After applying the base colors, this looks like a Black Templar already. That's quite nice. So now let's continue adding more colors for the details. For the belt and all the straps that he has around, I'm going to use more fawn brown. And for the metallic details in the belt, I will use Lead Belcher. Then for the, let's say, golden elements that I want to be gold, like the handle of the weapon, this thing here in the back, and this thing that I forgot I never glued to the miniature, so I found it and I decided to put it back, so it's nice that it's there. I'm going to use Balthasar Gold. Time to start with the shades, and no surprises here. I'm going to use the ones that I use the most. I will use Nuln Oil for the metallic elements in the miniature, except the gold ones, and as well with some of the details in the ropes, because I would like to make more shades between the different elements that he has, because there's a lot of things going on here. And then I'm going to use Agrax Earth Shade for all the golden elements and the brown in the belt. I will start with the highlights, and for the black power armor, as usual, I'm going to use two colors. I will start with Dark Reaper in every single edge of the black power armor, And then I will use Ferrician Grey in the areas that are going to be the most exposed. Then I will use Evil Sun Scarlet for the reds, of course. Now that I finished with the cape, I was able to glue the shield. So now this is definitely a Bladeguard Veteran. And I'm going to continue with the rest of the highlights. So, of course, for the parts that I applied Balthasar Gold, I'm going to use Retributor Armor. For the whites, I'm going to use Corax White, and I'm also use white for the Plasma Pistol to have like a base color. And for the parts that I applied Lead Belcher, I'm going to use Stormhost Silver. This miniature is almost done, and now I will just apply a little bit of Thousand Suns Blue and Ahriman Blue to make this plasma pistol kinda look like a plasma pistol. Quite simple but effective because it looks like a plasma pistol, and that's what I want, so I'm happy with the result. And with that, this miniature is almost finished. Now I just need to finish this shield in the back. Basically, for everything that I painted with grey already, I'm going to use Braithbone, and I will also use it for the skulls, but I didn't want it to paint them with grey because I want them to be darker, so that's why I left them like that. For the, let's say, the cross structure, I'm going to use Lead Belcher, and for this small circle around the main skull, I'm going to use Balthasar Gold. And from this point, no surprises, I'm going to do exactly the same that I did with these colors in the Black Templars. So of course now I will start with the shades and then the highlights of these specific colors. And this is the final result. This is how my customized Black Templar Bladeguard Veteran looks like. And I'm happy with how it looks. I had some trouble with some things because of course this backpack, for example, was not ready to have a shield. So it was kind of tricky a little bit, but I managed to glue it nicely. And of course, when I look at this miniature, I wonder how he's going to manage to use the shield in the back if he has the weapons changed to the hands. But if I think about those details, it's not going to be as fun. But aside from those small little details, I'm quite happy, and I like how it looks because of course I think that it looks much better than it used to look. I'm going to share a picture here of how this miniature used to look at the beginning, and yes, we can clearly see a big difference, that's for sure. And I don't know what else to say. I mean, I'm happy with the result. I'm seeing some small things that maybe I should try to fix a little bit later. But for now, I'm quite happy with the result, and of course I would like to know in the comments what you think about this Bladeguard Veteran for the Black Templars. And of course, with that being said, if you are still here, please consider giving me a like and subscribing. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time.